So once your form starts breaking down, it doesn't matter if you get that honey hole 8 to 12 reps. It's just not working, okay? Hey guys, Mark McKillier with Live Anabolic, and today I'm going to answer a question that I get all the time, and that is, why won't my biceps grow? All right, so I see it all the time. We got a huge Facebook group, guys, 12,000 members. I'm the administrator. I'm in there all the time, and I see these questions, pop up in the group. Plus, I get direct messages from a lot of the guys in our Facebook group asking me that. I get emails, okay? I mean, I just get it all the time. Mark, I'm doing X, Y, and Z, but my biceps just aren't growing. What am I doing wrong? Well, guys, I have 5 things that I'm going to talk about that I bet you guys are doing at least 3 of them wrong, okay? And a lot of you guys are probably doing all 5 of these things wrong, and I'm going to get to those in just a second. But first, I want to remind you again about our Facebook group. I just mentioned it a second ago, and guys, it's free. So I urge everybody, just click the link below this video, and we got this wonderful group of guys in their 40s, 50s, 60s, and 70s. Even have some guys in their 80s in there. And I'm in charge of running the group, so I'm answering questions every day. But it's not just me. It's all these other people from around the world, all these fantastic guys that are in the same situation that you are. They're trying to lose weight. They're trying to put on muscle. They're trying to take back control of their life and get their health and their energy back. And so they're helping answer each other's questions. So it's a great group. It's a blast, guys. Even if you hate Facebook, just like I do, you really need to join. And guess what? The price is right. $0, totally free. All right, now let's get to the 5 things that you guys are doing wrong that is causing you to basically just spin your wheels and never grow your biceps. Let's go to number 1. You're not using enough weight. Now, you might not have expected me to say that, right? That is not a problem that you see 20-year-olds have. Matter of fact, they're typically using too much weight. But for us older guys, most of you guys really are not using enough weight. So if you're working out at home, you may not have heavy enough dumbbells, all right? Or if you're using some bands, doing some band exercises, you may not be putting enough resistance on those bands to really effectively hit all the muscle fibers in your bicep. So guys, the goal is to actually damage our muscles, all right? So we want to break our muscles down, in this case, just our biceps. And this is a very small muscle group in your body. And so the goal is to make little tiny microscopic tears. And the only way to do that is to really push it hard, guys. And the only way to push it hard really effectively is to lift heavy weight. Now, guys, don't lift so much weight that you can only do 2 or 3 reps. But the honey hole for building muscle when it comes to the number of reps is between 8 and 12. Now, that doesn't mean you should always stick to that range, but most of the time, that is the range you need to stick to, and you have to find a weight that's heavy enough, all right, so that you're going to be near failure when you're in that range between 8 and 12 reps. So guys, you're just going to have to figure out a way to lift heavier weights. And if that means you're going to have to buy more dumbbells, so be it. All right, guys, you're going to really laugh when you hear this one. Number 2, using too much weight. I like to throw curveballs every now and then to you guys. So the first one is you're not using enough weight. Mistake number 2 is you're using too much weight. All right, now if you're using too much weight, that means you guys are ego lifting. Now, most guys, older guys that are working out at home, don't have this problem, right? You don't have a bunch of hot babes or other guys at the gym staring at you, so you're not worried about how much you're lifting, all right? But some guys still make this mistake. You put too much weight on those dumbbells or barbell or bands or whatever you're doing at home, so much too much weight that it affects your form. Okay, so once your form starts breaking down, it doesn't matter if you get that honey hole 8 to 12 reps, it's just not working, okay? You're not focusing on the biceps effectively because the weight's so heavy that you're using bad form. And typically it's you start using your upper body, you start swinging, you start using momentum to get the weight up, okay? So guys, there's a fine line between not using enough weight and using too much weight. And the way to figure that out is how many reps can you do with the weight? And when you get to failure, and I mean failure, you can't do any more, where does that occur? You want that to occur between 8 and 12 reps. All right, guys, tip number 3. This is something I see on a regular basis on our Facebook group and emails to me. People are sending me messages, this is what I'm doing for my biceps, I'm just not growing. What's the deal? You're not doing enough volume, all right? So many guys will send me emails, said, I'm doing 3 sets of biceps and I'm doing 3 sets of triceps. Why aren't my arms getting bigger? Well, guys, 3 sets just isn't enough. Now, 3 sets of each exercise for your biceps is where we need to go with this, all right? So, typically I want you guys to do 3 different exercises for a single muscle group. Now, you don't always have that luxury. You may run out of time. You may not have enough equipment because you're working out at home. You may only be able to get 2 exercises in, but it doesn't matter. Combined total with all the different bicep exercises, you need to be doing around 9 sets. And it wouldn't hurt to do a few more than that even. So guys, if you're only doing 3, 4, 5 sets of biceps, that is just not enough volume, okay? You'll feel a pump, all right? You'll look pretty good in the mirror for a few minutes, but you haven't damaged the muscle fibers enough with that few number of sets, all right? So you really gotta up the volume if you wanna build your biceps, especially if you guys are only doing 3, 4, 5 sets. All right, number 4 is a tough one, guys. It's the old saying, no pain, no gain, right? So number 4 is you guys are just not pushing yourself hard enough, all right? And I realize that can be a problem working out at home, okay? Because you're not feeding off the energy of the other people in the gym. You just kind of get lackadaisical or a little bored with your workouts, but you have to find a way to push yourself hard enough. So what does that really mean? What does pushing yourself hard mean? It means if you're following a workout program and the program says do 12 reps of whatever bicep exercise, okay? It means when you get to that 12th rep, you need to be really struggling, okay? So if you're gonna do 9 sets total for your biceps, you don't have to do every single set to failure. But I want you to be within 1 or 2 reps of failure on every single set. And then I want you to go to failure at least 3 sets, okay? So typically what I'll do is I'll be doing a single exercise, and I may be doing 3 or 4 sets of that exercise. And I will go close to failure for the first 3 sets, and then on the last set, I will go all the way to failure. And what does failure mean, guys? It means literally, if there was a guy standing there with a gun to your head, all right, and said, you need to do 5 more reps, otherwise I'm gonna kill you and I'm gonna kill your wife and your kids. That is what failure means. It means, and I see you guys doing this all the time. I see videos, you're doing your bicep curls and you get to, get to number 10, number 11, and then number 12 is kind of hard, and then you put it down. And that's what it looked like. Well, that's not failure, right? Because if there was a guy there with a gun to your head, I guarantee you could have done 3, 4, 5 more reps, okay? That is the kind of mentality you need to have as far as pushing yourself hard enough, because that's what really tears down those muscle fibers. So it's pushing yourself to failure and doing the volume and doing a heavy enough weight. That combined is what really creates the muscle growth. All right, so the 5th and final one is actually a fun, all right? Some of those that I was describing are not gonna be real fun because there's some pain involved, right? Volume, pushing yourself to failure, using heavier weights, all that is kind of, tough, all right? And that's why most people's arms don't grow. It's because it's tough and people don't like to do tough things. But the 5th one is not tough, it's actually fun. And that is, guys, you need to mix it up. So too many people will just do the same single or maybe 2 exercises for their biceps, week after week, month after month, okay? So what the problem is our body is really smart, okay? So when we're doing the same exact exercises every single week and month, your body gets accustomed to that and it doesn't grow. You're not giving it any reason to get stronger or bigger, okay? It's just amazing how efficient our bodies are. So you have to push yourself, and one of the best ways to do that is to hit all these muscle fibers in your biceps or your chest, your back, doesn't matter, from different angles, which means you gotta find as many different exercises for your biceps as possible. Now, this video is not about different bicep exercises. This video is just about the mistakes you guys are making and the mistakes that are holding you back from growing big biceps. All right, I just gave you 5 common mistakes that are holding you guys back from building big biceps. So correct those things, make sure you're doing everything properly, all right? Fix those simple issues, and I promise you guys, you will get big biceps, but it ain't gonna happen overnight. You have to stick with it and never give up on yourself.